folks? Well, it's Friday. Typically, being Friday, it would be mail call. And this is going to sort of be a mail call, but it's an unusual mail call because we're doing a couple things. I have been, well, there's a few things. It's been a very busy week. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I just finished up a pretty interesting customer job, but I'm off now, technically speaking. I'm the boss, I'm always off, but I'm also always on, but as of right now, I am off. So, you're saying, okay, great, that's wonderful, but why am I looking at this? Well, I'll tell you. So, now that I'm off, I'm back to working on my own project, which is, I've had in the works for 4 years. Just waiting until I find all the things that I need. This dial and handset and insert and the movement, I got those, I don't even know how long ago actually. It was a really, really long time ago that I got this stuff. The movement had gotten pretty water damaged. The loom got hit a little bit. But the movement was really bad. And I think what they did is they had just swapped out all the internals for something else because I had everything, except like the case and all that kind of stuff. I think they got a new insert and a new dial and hands and all that stuff. So for years and years and years and years and years, I've had this thing sitting, waiting. Then last week, this popped up, 6105 case, on eBay just when I happened to be looking. And so I snapped this up. Came from, strangely, from somebody I've spoken to regularly over the years, Stephen Eisenhower. But so having this and the case back means I could finally build this. It's doing this. Well, hang on a second. Okay. These numbers. Those numbers right there, that's a miracle. The movement was literally, it had like that fresh dusty red surface rust all over it, and the balance looked just terrible. And again, it had rust on it. I had to do all this crazy work to the balance. It had corrosion and gruck and garbage stuck to the hairsprings, and the hairspring was crooked. There was all this stuff I had to do to clean up the hairspring and get everything back and flat and plain. So this right now, that's a miracle. So I'm just really letting this run in, but because I had to go back in and do it, and so I went back through it again, and I have in the evenings. So let's turn this back on. I mean, so basically what I'm saying is I'm pretty happy with that right now. Oops. Okay now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty okay. I'm going to need to adjust it though. Yeah, the dial and hands, it was so weird. And they were good, and they, it's in one of these boxes of stuff I got at some point. And all these years it has been waiting for its chance. Okay, good. We're getting the same loss gain rate dialed down, which is excellent. That means I should be able to adjust it to where I need it to be, and I will do that right after I demagnetize it. Stop. You can't ever demagnetize things. There. Let's try this again. Yeah, it's a little choppy. Let's, what the hell, I'll live adjust it. Oh, but first, I need to do my wrist check. And since I'm here, and this one isn't going to be my wrist check, I'm still wearing this. 6119 8120. It's from 1968. Sport Diver. I have it on an oval link. Chrysler Stellux. It's not the correct bracelet. Is I have most of it. I just need to make it all up together from all these parts. This is the correct link pattern. It's supposed to be like that. Darn it, would you back it up? Yeah, so that's what's supposed to be on there. And when I get some time, I'll get that taken care of. So that's a cool watch. I love the deep blue. Oh, okay, so I actually have a question. Jeff 117, will we see more servicings and restorations? I hope so. I haven't been super focused on doing the short ones for a few reasons, but in part just because it's kind of a pain to get enough time to make sure nobody's going to kick the door open. I like making the shorter videos, and honestly, that's where I started. And if I would like to go back to making the shorter videos. Not everybody wants to sit through an hour and a half of watch talk. Let's adjust this, shall we? Okay, so we're getting the same. I'm getting some chop down there. We'll see. I mean, it's a miracle this freaking thing is running. So I am going to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop, because we don't have much beat error, I'm going to drop the rate. Oops. Come on. Stop that. Oh boy, I just can't tell you. Hang on. Okay, I just adjusted the rate. Down a lot. Ooh, look at that jump. Okay, let me try that back. I think it was moving and I couldn't see it. Come on. At a certain point, I'm going to have to start thinking, is it worth it to keep messing with this balance? But gosh, I'm so close to having something with it. Come on. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some. I'm getting some chop. I'm going to adjust the. I'm going. Hey now, what's that? What the heck is that thing? Come on. Looks like. Is that a scratch or a? No, that is 100%. Okay, hang on, folks. And we're back. Let's try that again. I had a little fiber going on in there, and it was it's a weird fiber, and it was in a weird place, but I got it. Let's level out. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Stop moving. And I'm still adjusting the beat error, by the way. I'm pulling it clockwise, which effectively shortens the hairspring. Okay, that has to stop. Whatever the fart that thing is, stop that. Gosh. that's weird. I'm not. And this thing is a little stiff. Come on. But I should be seeing changes. I should be seeing changes in that beat error. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's getting. I think I went the wrong direction. Where you might see some weird numbers. I want to get a fix on where we are. Okay. That was going counterclockwise, which lengthened the hairspring, which is why it's going down. No, I'm going the other way. Don't let good enough for now be the enemy of. No, wait. Don't let perfection be the enemy of satisfactory. There you go. I mean, considering what I started with, I mean, in the old days, I would have considered this thing to be junk. I mean, the movement, it would have been, there's just no way. Yeah, I went the other way. Just, I've got more capabilities now than I did all those years ago. Come on. I'm sitting here going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Come on. Just the reason I'm doing this is that I'd really like to be able to wear and rely on this watch. Come on. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm going to drop the rate a little. I want to do it some more. This is the adjustment arm then. Yeah, okay. Lock it down. No more. Anyway, if you hear screaming in the background, Willow's having a tantrum about something. In any case, okay. So yeah, this thing was roasted. So much so that the eagle-eyed among you will see two things. One, there's plating loss all along here. And that two, this bridge looks brand new. There's a reason for that. The original correct bridge, actually, there parts of the races are actually eaten out with corrosion. So we have this, and that can stay. But this is a 6106C. But except for the fact that it says 6106C, it's identical in every single way. So now, let me, oh no. I know, how'd you get in here? You're not supposed to be in here. Smacky wiggles. Creaky hooples. Hippity hoppity. Darn it. See, I shouldn't be thinking about singing spoken word poetry to my cat until I have finished this screw. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to wear this watch. Yeah, we're looking good. Yeah, so it's fun. Hang on. This is I found a crown that was in the closest condition to the case. Case is pretty okay. I picked up another case as well, because this one didn't have a case back, so I have a case back for this, but it's over there. So I rebuilt this. This is all original. It's nice. It's got nice strong locking pin in there. No corrosion inside at all. It's a nice case. I mean, it was a working case. The original insert that was with this case was pretty stripped out. I'm not gonna. What the heck? Nah, screw it. In any case, so I went with this because this went with that. So let's. You know what? I want to case this watch. I'm going to say it's time for some. It's time for some wrist time. Now, of course, the next challenge is that since I don't keep duplicates of anything, what am I going to do? Because I already have a 6105. But this is a nice 6105. I mean, it was a working watch, but now 2 dead watches make a whole. Come on. Oh, right. I never double checked the depth on that stem. See, so that's one of the things. So what needs to happen is the stem has to fetch it pretty tight against the case so these grooves can lock. So you guys are going to hear just a horrible noise. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, so I just took down the length of the stem. There's the crown. I know some people are going to be like, no, I rebuilt that. I did that work. Isn't that neat? So I've actually opened this crown up and I put a new gasket into it. Very exciting. The old one was just like rock. Okay. But the metal was perfectly fine, which is great. So now, again, this is not a final at all because I want to make sure it's the right depth, but also the final, what you're supposed to do is use a little bit of adhesive when you are dealing with the crowns. Come on. And I don't want to deal with that yet. Come on. Aha, okay. So now we look at that clearance. Now I could take that in just a titch further. See the start of the bevel on the crown? It should be right up next to that. So I can say that it's a little, I mean, it locks. I might want to take that down just a hair more. And so again, I'm going to make a terrible, terrible noise. Not a hugely terrible noise, but a somewhat terrible noise. Yeah. Hang on. Okay. While I'm fiddling with this, I have a question from FW1421. I wish my 6105 looked that nice. It's off being serviced for the first time. I wore it for way too long before I put it up. I'm apprehensive about how much it's going to cost to get right. Well, we got a 6105 here. That comment was on an old video, by the way. Come on. The thing with a 6105 is a lot of the critical parts that matter are can't really be found anymore, which is unfortunate. Some things require a pretty specific set of tools and skills, just like Mr. Neeson. to do right. I mean, it's tough to make it right because there are people who will. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to do everything. I'm going to be rebuilding my MG. It's out there in the garage. I am not a mechanic. I mean, I'm not bad, but I mean, the only engine I have ever fully personally rebuilt were Volkswagens and Vespas. So this one will be new. I'm sure somebody who specializes in British motor cars would do a better job. But they're not here, and I am. So the big thing is the better the cosmetics on your 6105, like the more original, the cleaner, the better, the more worth it is to put it in for service. If you've got some, pretty challenged, gosh darn it, stop sticking to that. If you got challenged cosmetics, that's a problem, because then at a certain point, if it flicks over from being worn to looking, really beaten, oh darn it, wrong case back. Where's the case? No, that's the wrong case back. It was right here. Where did I put it? I was holding it, and now it's not here anymore, and I put it somewhere strange, apparently, for reasons. Where is my case back? Oh, hiding. What in the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, cosmetics. So this one has some challenges. This case back I have has been repolished and respun, and it looks blurred, and I don't like the way that looks. They're supposed to be just clean and flat, with good nice planes and excellent printing. This is just, I'll have to look for another one. I mean, it's the correct case back, but oh geez, I never checked to see if my stem worked. Yeah, that's good. So you want it to have a little bit of play in there so that you can, you don't have to try to tap the movement towards the crown to get it to lock in. Okay, so, I mean, like this watch, one of the reasons I kept all the innards of this thing for so long was that the original loom, while it was damaged, it wasn't bad. So I just kept and put this stuff away, and it's a decent investment. If yours is really rough, if it's got some real problems, it's less so. But I mean, they're so valuable that it's, there's kind of almost no way to go wrong if the work is good. If the work is good and if the parts are good. Okay, well, I am going to, it doesn't look, I mean, it's bonked up some. But it's there and it's attractive. It still has some of the brushing. Look at this insert. It's that Diny blue. It's pretty beat up. I need to flatten it out too, actually, because it's curved in like it's a 6309. Not supposed to be that way. Yeah, I gotta deflatten that. Gotta flatten that out. Where is it? Okay. I'm a case knife taking a bezel off. Wrong size. Okay, yeah. So here we have our bezel. So this is sitting on the underneath of the thingy, and then we got the top, and I'm just flattening that out a hair, just trying to make that set. See if that gets us any better. Yeah, I mean it's corrosion, but it's yeah, that's good. That's flat. Okay, cool. So now Let's make sure that everything under here is kosher. Yeah, okay. And now, okay, I think it looks pretty neat. Let's leave that there. Jayco, everything I enjoy has been broken in. Really happy for you. Kind of digging the shaggy look as well. Oh, this is about my Fender bass. One of the reasons I discovered that I love it as much as it is, the color, this Olympic white, it's the same color as Tritium Loom. It's that light, buttery tan. Also, 6306s, 6309s from 76 and 77. What in the heck was I doing? Oh, right. Click balls. There was a question. Oh, I too. I love things that are broken in. I can't really deal with stuff that's been abused, though. I mean, the dial in the hands and the loom being this good, that's a huge win. And the rest of it, it goes together, and it looks like what it both watches were, which is working watches. Hang on. Here's the other case I have. Now, because I know darn it. If you can buy the cell phone, hard plastic is broken in. Price of JC. Clickball question for mail call. Have you tried to pin the clickball back into place on a 6105? The ball in my 6105 came loose and it's pushing the bezel up slightly. Sort of ruins the click action, to say the least. Would putting in a tighter fitting bezel gasket keep the bezel from moving in upwards? Any other suggestions? You've got to have the correct thickness of rotating ring. There's no a rotating ring gasket. There's just nothing you can do about it, because there's a set width between the outside of the crystal retaining ring, which is what the gasket sits up against, and this channel. There isn't that much room. You put in a sealed gasket, it's too big and won't turn. So where are we? Ah, yes. Okay, so that is the spring. Oh, I don't think I have the click ball. Right, I don't have the click ball for this thing. I haven't ever tried to peen it in. This went through the cleaner. It's still packed with... Well, we know what happened to that watch. Yikes. I mean, I can see easily how it can be done. All you need is just basically like a press, right? I mean, you could peen it, but the problem is I don't like using just random thumps of force, especially on a case. So you need something that's got a central, basically a central locating push pin, and then with a valley, and then a larger ring that goes around, where you can just put this thing into your press and go just a little bit. That's what you need. That's how it would work. And if I had all the things I needed, I could probably come up with a way to do it. The only thing I don't have is I don't have the press. I don't know. We'll see. And so that's pretty much the only way I know how to do it. You can pull out the springs. You can take a couple loops off the spring to make it not come up as high. But yeah, it is what it is. Part of the reason too that it's coming up actually just occurred to me. Is see this lip right there? Right there? That is the lip that the rotating ring clicks under. And so if your rotating ring or that or both are worn, then you're gonna start getting all kinds of issues. You know, I've got a bunch more questions, but what I want to do actually well, I don't have a bunch more questions. Actually, I didn't get very many questions this time. I'm going to save the questions I didn't answer for next week. I am, well, I don't know what. Oh, Russell Martin, speaking of my base, said, that is very cool, but I don't think it will fit in the parts cleaner. Status on the MGB. Right now, the MGB is waiting for warmer weather. The garage is mostly done. And so now I'm just getting to the point where I can start thinking about that. I'm waiting, standing behind the car, looking at it and just dreaming about driving it. Okay, so let's end this. What do you think? Is that too worn? I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. It's got some real changeabilities on it. And I'm going to put it on this is what's called a Willard for this chocolate bar, because that's what it looks like. This is one of the old straps. The first ones, Gene, what was his first name? Gosh, I can't remember. In any case, he still makes them. They're excellent quality. They were the first reproductions ever made, and they were just slavishly accurate. Like, they made it just really, really right, to the point that the first run had Seiko. It had all the markings here. I had one, and well, technically I have one, but it is still on. It is still out on someone's watch. They haven't. I sent it to them by accident, and someday I'll get it back. I was just talking to the gentleman yesterday. I didn't want to bug him about it, but. So there we go. What do you guys think? That's pretty nice looking watch, don't you think so? I do. So anyway, there we go. There's our new wrist check. There's our new wrist check. So we went from a sport diver to a pro diver, just like that. Anyway, I'll make a decision about what I'm going to do, but I'm super proud I brought this back to life. Okay, we'll get more questions next week, and we'll see what happens this weekend. Thanks, folks.